Hello friends, welcome to another video and the 12 days of Christmas designs. That's right, we're going to be doing a different nail art design for the first 12 days of the month of December to hopefully get you inspired and in the Christmas spirit. Let's get started.
So hang your stockings and say your prayers, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight. Here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. He's got a bag that's filled with toys for boys and girls again.
Alright, so I just removed some gel color from the set of nails that I have on my left hand. So I'm just going to go in with a layer of Builder in a Bottle. This is from the Gel Bottle ink and I'm using the shade 17. It's a sort of like a peachy neutral. So I just wanted to go in and make sure I've got a nice base to work on top of. Sometimes when I go in and remove color with an e-file, I end up with a bit of an uneven surface. So I figured I'd leave this in and let you guys see how I would sort of like give myself a fill, if you will. I don't have a ton of growth on these nails because I do them so often, but because I'm filing them, doing all these designs, I'm probably going to need to fill them every so often. So I'm not going to show this every time, just for today, but I'm going in with a little bit of a slip layer. I'm pushing it from the backside all the way up as close as I can to the cuticle, and then you'll see me do this sort of side to side motion. That's just me bringing that Builder gel down a little bit, down to the tip of the nail, right? I'm maintaining the shape. I've got a little bit of an almond going here, and then I'm just going to go in and build it up. I like to have a nice little apex, nothing too severe, but something to give the nails some shape. So I'm going to flip my hand upside down, let that gel sort of run to the center of the nail, create the apex, and then once I get it where I like it, I'm going to throw it in the lamp to flash cure. So I'll speed through. I'm just going to do the rest of my nails, exact same process, and then we'll be ready to file. So that's what they look like when they're all filled in. I'm going to wipe them down with a little bit of isopropyl alcohol. I'm using Swipe from Young Nails, and then I'm going to go in and file them. I'm doing most of the filing off camera just because I was out of frame. So if you're interested in a filing routine video, let me know, but I wasn't able to catch that in this particular video. It's hard to film doing your own nails. In case you guys haven't ever tried it, it's not easy. So this is me just giving them a buff over, right? Once you file, you're gonna wanna buff them as well. And then I'm just giving you guys a look. The left two nails there have been finish filed and buffed, and the right two are fresh after application. So what's really nice about the Builder in a Bottle is it does self-level really beautifully, and it makes a lot less work for you on the filing side if you can get your application down. So they're all filed, they're all cleansed. I went over them with alcohol again, and now we're ready to start our design. So I'm taking a black art gel and a thin striper brush, and I'm just gonna outline the grid of my design. And then this is a super simple design. So you're outlining the grid, you fill it in with the colors of your choice, and then I just threw a snowflake on top to really up the holiday ante, I guess, if you will. But you'll see sort of how I am doing my lines and all of that. I'm just going to let you guys watch this part, but the brush that I'm using is from Beetles. It's my favorite striper brush of the moment. It's nice and long, which makes sort of long straight lines like this a lot easier. Because of the way that this design is filled in, these lines don't have to be absolutely perfect. Obviously, I'm trying to get them as straight as I possibly can, but this Beetles brush is really affordable, and I really quite like it. I'll probably buy another one for myself here soon. But I will leave the link for this in the description box down below. So I'll let you guys watch as I sketch out the grid and then start to fill it in. So here I'm just taking my striper brush and filling in a couple of these spaces with black. I decided to use black, red, green, and gold with a white snowflake, as you saw in the thumbnail. So I'm just gonna, this is totally abstract, right? You don't have to create any sort of pattern. If you want a pattern, go for it. I liked that it was a little bit different on both nails, and the boxes were a little bit different and sort of random, because I felt like that gave it sort of a retro, I don't know, for some reason I'm getting like a 70s vibe from these nails, even though I was not alive in the 70s. I just am getting that vibe. So go ahead and fill in a couple of your boxes with your initial color, and then we'll come back to show you guys the next colors that I'm gonna use. So the colors I decided to use are Buttercreams from Light Elegance. I'm using Jade Butter Bling, which is a little bit more teal, a greenish teal, but I thought it would be really fun. The Crown Jewel, which is a red with a shimmer, very fine glitter finish, and Gold Metallic, which is just sort of a mid-tone. It's not too yellow. It's kind of like a champagne gold metallic buttercream. So I'm working with a square brush. This is the orange brush from Wildflowers, and it's the perfect size to get into these little squares and get good clean corners. So you'll see me just sort of push the buttercream around. I'm trying to build the opacity without being able to do sort of a full stroke. So you're working in a really small space. Get comfortable with flipping your brush to face a lot of different directions. That allows me to sort of push the polish into the cuticle and into those lines that I've created, sort of the boundaries for my grid. So I'm just able to push it right up to that line and then hopefully not go over it too many times, so I can keep a neat design without a ton of cleanup. Next up is our red buttercream, the Crown Jewel. Same exact process, just filling them in. It's kind of like a coloring book at this point. And, when you're doing your own nails, you kind of got to hold your hands at some super odd angles. It feels like you may get a little bit of carpal tunnel, but it's totally worth it in the end. And last but not least is our Jade Butter Bling. I ended up doing a second coat of this because I found it to be a little bit sheer for the look that I wanted. So after this came out of the light, I went ahead and did a second coat off camera so that I got a really nice depth of color with this Butter Bling. Alright, so I decided to do a sugared snowflake, which means we're going to want to top coat this before we go to apply our white gel paint. So I'm going to just give it a nice generous coat of the Gel Bottle Inks Extreme Shine top coat, and then we'll come back to do the sugared snowflake on top. Alright, we let that cure, and now it's time for my favorite snowflake at the moment. This is so easy. It's the same one I did in my pink and copper nail art tutorial a couple of videos ago, but I just think it looks so chic and classy without a lot of effort. So you're going to take a dotting tool and do 2 crossed lines, a dot in the middle, and then 2 dots on each side, so it makes like a cross essentially. And then you're going to put 2 dots in each of the spaces that remain. Take your striper brush, start in the middle, and pull down away from the center of the snowflake in each line, and boom, there you have it. It's really, really easy. The line dragging the paint, I think, just gives it an elevated look compared to doing a snowflake without the dots. So hopefully you guys will use this. I mean, I think I don't need any other snowflakes in my life. However, I am probably going to do a snowflake video at some point in this series. So if you're interested in more varieties of snowflakes, definitely let me know in the comments down below, or give this video a thumbs up and I will add that to the list of videos to get filmed. But we're just gonna finish up the lines here, and then I'm gonna dust it with some glitter. The key to the sugaring effect is to make sure that you're doing this on uncured gel. So I'm just going to, this is Diamond Dust from Young Nails, and I'm just going to sprinkle it over top of the nail into a glitter tray, dust off any of the loose excess glitter, pop it in the light for a full cure, and then once it comes off, I just dust it with a duster brush and I'm good to go. Because I have the top coat underneath, I don't have to worry about going back in and top coating the nail. It is completely finished. For the nails that I left in the Builder in a Bottle color, I'm trying out this new glitter top coat from Full Beauty. It's something that I saw from a company called Magic Gel, and I don't have access to it. They're a Canadian company. But I found this on AliExpress and I wanted to try it. It's a very, very fine gold shimmer. I thought it was going to be a little bit more pronounced, but truthfully, I think it's really nice if you're looking for something subtle.
Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus.
And here's our finished look. Hopefully you guys like it and you're in the festive spirit. See you in the next video.
Bells are ringing, children singing, all is merry and bright. So hang your stockings and say your prayers, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight. Here comes Santa Claus.